Hi, this is Representative Patrick Sheehan, and this is the first of what I hope is going to be a series of weekly addresses to let you know what we're doing in Salem and the things that are important to you based on your feedback and the things that you have asked. Probably to kick it off, we'll talk about House Bill 2336, which was billed as a farmers market bill. I was in opposition to this along with 12 other legislators, and it's because it's an issue of food safety with me, not as much a pro-farmers market bill, but this bill I felt was an anti-public safety bill. So I have my speech from the floor, so here it is.
Further discussion. Representative Sheehan.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. To the bill?
To the bill.
A few years ago, I was at a gun show with my friend Ryan, and Ryan's appetite is a little bit bigger than his capacity for rational thought sometimes. And And so we walked past a booth that was selling jerky of all sorts of different kinds, and specifically exotic animal jerky, and he ate the emu jerky, and I did not, and I watched over the course of the next 30 minutes. He turned from a pasty white to sort of a dark green. So the moral of that story is you probably shouldn't eat the free food samples at gun shows, but also that this is a public safety concern, and that food safety is public safety. And I would no sooner vote for removing a stop sign at a dangerous intersection as this bill. So please do not support it. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
So another thing that we did over the last few days is we dropped all of our bills, the bills that I've been working on. Now, a lot of them were duplicates, so I didn't drop those because other people had good ideas as well. But I have my top 3 bills I'd like to talk to you about just real briefly here. Number 1 is the student loan interest tax deduction, which is House Bill 3436. Now, this would allow you to write off from your income as a tax deduction student loan interest, provided you've already used up your federal student loan interest deduction, or maybe you didn't qualify for your student loan interest deduction because you made too much money. This is an argument for Oregon schools and for Oregon's economy to bring people into the economy that have heavy debt loads and consequently probably higher incomes. And so the bill says that you can write up to $20,000 off of your income. So I think that's a great bill. It's got a lot of support. Another bill that's getting a lot of press is the Funeral Civility Act. Now, this is a 300-foot buffer at funerals where you cannot protest. This doesn't remove your ability to express yourself or assemble, but it does put limitations on making sure that that is civil and smart. Justice Ginsburg actually wrote an opinion on this, not an official opinion, but it's quoted as saying that the buffer zones are preferable to the civil actions that come later when you cause emotional distress. So that's something that I'm really excited about, and you can go to my website, patricksheehan.org, to link to all of the news coverage that's been happening there. The third is a big bill. This is a metro bill. This specifically is written for the city of Damascus, who's had a lot of problems with duplicative government processes and getting their comprehensive plan pushed through. This bill takes away Metro's authority to approve a comprehensive plan of a city. It also says that Metro no longer has the ability to define urban growth boundaries. So it's got a lot of support in the outlying areas of Metro's reach, which are the ones that are suffering the most from their processes right now. So I'm very excited about that bill as well. So those are the top 3 bills that I have right now. I wanted to address some of the things that people have been asking about. Probably the biggest issue that I'm getting people writing about is the motorcycle helmet law. There is a bill to say that riding a motorcycle without a helmet could be your choice if you're 21 and over. And so I've gotten a lot of people have voiced support for that. So I'm going to support that. I think if you have enough motorcycle riders have been asking for this as a choice, I say we give it to them. So I am in support of that bill. Another good bill that I've been hearing, we haven't voted on this yet, but this is the film and video tax credit. Now, I know there's a lot of scrutiny on tax credits right now, as well there should be. This is one that makes a lot of sense to me. 100% of the money is coming in from Hollywood. So we're not taking money from Oregonians, giving it to Oregonians. We're taking money from Californians and giving it to Oregonians. I like this bill a lot because what it does is it doesn't just go to a big company. This goes to caterers. This goes to small film companies, animators, all sorts of little cottage industries here in Oregon are going to benefit from this a great deal. And state by state, we have to be competitive, and most states offer a tax credit of some kind. So this would actually give us more money to allocate toward that, which brings more dollars into the communities and will stimulate the economy. There are a lot of other tax credits and incentives that I don't like, that I'm planning on getting in the way of, but that's one that I do really like. Finally, just fighting for you. The committee hearing platform gives me a great place to actually ask some tough questions and to hold government accountable and have them respond and track down information. So trying to provide you some value in your government. So we've got some of those clips here just to let you in on sort of what I've been doing down here in Salem.
Representative Sheehan.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Representative, thank you for your testimony, and forgive me for asking the very clumsy question because I'm new. It just seems like a task force of 18 people to examine government efficiency seems a little ironic. On this testimony that it mentions in the third paragraph, it talks about businesses that receive funding that are certified as disadvantaged minority women or emerging small businesses by the state's Office of Minority Women and Emerging Small Business. Do we require that someone of color or register or become certified, or is this? I'm just concerned that there would be people that fall into these categories that aren't certified, and that if we're using that as the metric for success for this, is this just justification for that agency?
Any other questions? Representative Sheehan.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So you guys both have lists. You have a question from Representative Frederick. Can you guys just give him this information? Do we need a statute for this?
Co-chairs, members of the committee, Representative Sheehan, this data is publicly available. It is data that is already provided on the Oregon Recovery site under a mapping process that we have, not in a true listing type format, but you can go on there and all of the information is directly from what we have collected and reported to the federal government. Again, we would be happy to participate in any way. I became aware of this bill actually on Friday night when Paul called me. So we have the information. We'd be happy to share it with whoever would like it.
Okay, sure. So the answer is yes?
Yes.
So do we need the statute? Can you just get this information?
Co-chairs, members of the committee, for the data that the Economic Recovery Executive Team has, we do not require a statute to be able to provide that information.
Representative Sheehan.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Has any other state done anything like this? This seems like, Chair, follow up. This seems like such a bizarre mechanism to do something that the private industry has very established best practices for. We talked about reserve accounts the last time you were in here, and Representative Conger is 100% right that this is an operational expense that just needs to be budgeted for and saved for, just like you pay for insurance or anything else. I think this is a very strange way to accomplish something that the private industry does really well, and we can model after good models in the private industry. So, sorry, that wasn't a question.
All right, so finally, thank you guys very much for your support. If you're interested in having a question answered here, please, you can email me at rep.patricksheehan at ledge.state.or.us. Or you can find me at my campaign website. There's a link to that too. It's at patricksheehan.org. Looking forward to hearing from you, and I'm really enjoying this job and standing up for you. So, thanks.